Welcome back to the Cap Rack. My name is Tyler Blumenstick, joined by Sam Meehan. It's Tuesday, January 12th. We have a big college basketball slate for you today, as usual. A lot of ACC games today, SEC games. I see some Big 12 games in here. We got Big East with Butler and St. John's, a bunch of other mid-major programs. How you doing, Sam? How's your morning so far?
It's been doing pretty good so far, just relaxing and ready to pick some winners as
Picking
per
some
usual.
winners. Okay, so Syracuse at North Carolina. We have a pick on Duke, Virginia Tech. We have a pick on TCU, Oklahoma. We have a pick on Alabama, Kentucky. Um, Good day in terms of edge. We have a 5-point edge. We have a really solid pick of the day that we're going to get to later. If we sell out on this and it loses, we're going to be frauds. But everything points towards this team. So stay tuned. Get ready. We're going to have a big pick on that. It's not going to be what you expect, most likely. But we're going to start out at well, what game should we do first, Sam? Because I want to leave the Big Bopper right till the end, and that's the earliest game of the
It's the
day
earliest game of the day, so I guess
out of the
we'll
picks.
go to the next one, which would be
Should we go TCU Oklahoma?
OTC Oklahoma.
Alrighty. The spread for TCU Oklahoma is 8 points. The total is 139. We're projecting a 74 to 63 Oklahoma win, giving us 3.2 points on the spread. The model is predicting 137 points, so 1.8 points on the total. No play there. But we are going to have a play on Oklahoma -8. They're a good team. They've played good
Yeah,
competition lately too, and kind of really haven't been rewarded necessarily with wins. But I mean, they're playing well and they have
yeah,
talent.
they're kind of like a couple bad bounces away from winning. Those big games that they're playing, like
Mm-hmm.
Kansas, West Virginia, those teams. And then you look at TCU, like, all right, you see 9-4, like, oh well, they're playing better than Oklahoma, right? But then they kind of been exposed, if you will, the past two games. They played Kansas and Baylor. They lost to Kansas by 29, and they lost to Baylor by 22.
Yeah.
So, and both at home too. So they've kind of gotten a good record by playing easy opponents, where Oklahoma's record isn't as pretty, but they've been lost to very good teams in close games. They're a very good team. They can score. TCU, I don't really trust score the basketball with them. So yeah, 7-8 points at home. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, TCU is a team where I feel like year in and year out, they always go through these stretches where they look like a really solid basketball team. Like they'll play like the Kansas States, they'll play like the Oklahoma States of the Big 12. And then
Yep.
they get to like Kansas and they get to Baylor, like you said, and they just get absolutely destroyed. And like you said, those games are at home. Now they're going on the road to Oklahoma. Oklahoma is a solid team, which, again, like you alluded to before, the Brady Manic missed tip in against Kansas, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they have really good talent and they're very well coached by Lon Kruger. So I think 8 points is very reasonable. This could definitely be a double-digit win for Oklahoma. The model likes it with a 3.2 point edge on the spread. So book it, Oklahoma -8. Next game of the day we're going to move on is Syracuse and North Carolina. North Carolina are 3.5-point favorites at home. Total set at 143.5. The model likes Syracuse actually to win on the road, 73 to 70, which is pretty rare for the model because we, as you could expect, account for home court advantage. So I mean, in conference games like this, when teams are pretty evenly matched, I would say we don't really get the away team pulling out with like a very decisive win, especially when it's kind of a program like North Carolina, which most would rank above Syracuse in terms of kind of popularity and like historical success. But 5.7 points of edge on this one. Sam, what do you think?
Yeah.
Syracuse is a
So
tough team.
you can talk all you want about historical, all that, this and that, but I'm looking at this year, and then I look at Syracuse as a better basketball team than North Carolina this year. North Carolina, they have times where they struggle to score the basket or to score the ball. That's the word I'm looking for. And Syracuse, like Syracuse, they're always going to be tough defensively with that zone of theirs. Like they're always cause problems for everybody, especially come tournament time. But you know, with these two familiar teams, I think it's going to be a little more high scoring than Syracuse normally plays. But this is the year Syracuse actually has a team that can score,
Mm-hmm.
which for the past 5-10 years, really, they've been missing that they can't score. They have a legitimate like bucket getter, if you will, in what's his name, Quincy, whatever, Gourriere. There it is. And he's averaged 16 points a game on like 65% shooting. You know, he's gonna be a beast down low. So yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, what is it, 4.5? Yeah, what,
3.5.
3.5? Yeah, I'll take him.
Yeah, look, Syracuse has always played that very, very tough zone. And it's
Mm-hmm.
really, really, really hard to get inside of that. And they just always, whenever they force a turnover, they always just slowed it down. And Boeheim played a very, very slow offense. But now, and I think it started kind of last year, they really started
Mm-hmm.
to just get the ball, push the tempo, go down the court, and put the ball in the hoop. And it's resulting in more points as you would expect. But I'm just glad that
Mm-hmm.
Jim Boeheim has decided to do
Yeah,
this
kind
because it's
of,
working.
hey, the game has kind of changed in the past 25, 30 years. Maybe you should adjust a little bit. And he
Exactly.
has, and it's paying off. They're averaging 80 points a game and giving up like 65 or something
Their
like that.
defense is never the problem. Never.
Yeah, it's never the issue. And they don't have a guy like Carmelo Anthony. So,
It's true. All right, so we're gonna book Syracuse plus 3.5 on the road with 5.7 points of edge. All right, second to last game is going to be the Alabama versus Kentucky game in Kentucky. The spread is -2 in favor of Kentucky. The total is 148. Model likes pretty much a deadlocked game. It likes Kentucky by 0.15 points, so like 69 or 68.74 to 68.9. So literally right there. However, what we like in this game with the total set at 148 is the under with 10.3 points of edge. We're looking at 137.6 points of projected spread, so or projected edge on the total. So, what do you think? Kentucky struggles. I mean, I'm scared to take this, but this total is a little bit too high. The model likes it. Alabama can get on a roll, but they're on the road. Kentucky struggles. They're at home. I don't know.
yeah, so Kentucky is beginning to find a bit of a groove. They won three in a row, but the big thing what they've been doing is they're playing defense. Like they just held a good Florida team to 58 points in their own building, and that was a big win for Kentucky to bounce back this season. But they're playing good defense. Like they in their 3 wins, they allowed 73 points in double overtime to Mississippi State. They allowed 74 at home to Vanderbilt in the win, which was a little up there, but Vanderbilt was kind of a little bit of a. They're making shots
Yeah.
they shouldn't be hitting that night, and they just let, I said, 58 points in a 18-point victory at Florida. And as Alabama can score the ball, but if Kentucky plays it the way it wants to, kind of slow it down a little bit, then just 149. That's a little high.
Yeah.
So let's keep it. I don't think it's if I don't think either team, the winning team, I think will barely crack 70. So
Yeah. I mean, both teams struggle at the free throw line as well. So that's important to
mm-hmm.
note down the line. It's not going to push it over. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Okay. Are you ready for this?
Oh yeah.
Game of the day. We're going backwards in terms of time. We're going to go to 7 o'clock. It's going to be Duke at Virginia Tech. Duke is 1.5 point favorites. Total set at 141.5. Sam, under normal circumstances, who are you saying who are you saying is gonna win this game? If you're a very average basketball fan, you don't know much. You're just kind of seeing Duke versus Virginia Tech. Who's gonna win?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know much about college basketball and you're just going at names like, oh, Duke, they're good. Yeah, they're going to win. Virginia Tech, they stink at basketball. They're a football school. Not so fast.
Not so fast. We are projecting a 72-69 home win for Virginia Tech, getting about 4.1 points of edge on the spread. Just to throw some quick stats at you, before the show, I was going through pretty much all of our metrics that we use to assess the model, and I'm just going to rattle off a couple, and they all go in favor of the model here and show that Virginia Tech plus 1.5 at home is a great play. First off, when betting Duke games, any game Duke's involved, the model is 4-1 in predicting the winner, 5-0 in Virginia Tech games, 3-0 when picking Virginia Tech to cover, 4-0 in games that Virginia Tech is the home team. All check the box there. Sam, you mentioned that Virginia Tech owns Duke and Blacksburg. That's one thing.
Yeah, so, I mean, last 4 years that I've been at Virginia Tech, they've won 3 of the 4 matchups there in Blacksburg.
Yep.
And this is teams that featured Zion Williamson, the Grayson Allen teams, those guys. Like, they've played, they've beaten good teams. And this might be the best Virginia Tech team that they've fielded, and probably the worst Duke team that's been fielded by either side in the past since I've been a student there. Virginia Tech, they're still that team that can light up from three point line with Jalen Cone. They got Naheem Allen can shoot the ball and drive to the basket. Same with Tyrese Radford. They have plenty of guys that can score. But the big thing that Tech's always miss is that dominant big man, which they found this year in Kiva Luma, a transfer from Wofford. He can shoot the ball from three. And then he's dominating the offensive glass, getting rebounds, getting points inside. And I think it'll be that combination of 3-point talent and a presence inside will be too much for the Duke Blue Devils tonight.
For sure. Just a couple more stats. The model is 22-14 when when it bets the dog between the spread of 2.5 and 4. The model is 8-3 when the predicted edge is between 4 and 5. This game it's 4.18. I think that's pretty much it. I guess that's.
I love the Hokies tonight. They're. Maybe the lack of fans might be a little bit of an issue at first, but I think just the Virginia Tech team is right there at the top of the ACC, in terms of talent.
It's a weird year of college basketball. I mean, any team.
The ACC is wide open.
Yeah,
I didn't think coming into the year that Tech would be this good or up there in ACC, but they could very well be one of those teams to beat in the end of the season.
Absolutely. No, I think anybody can win, and March Madness is going to be even more madness come March.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be insane. Alrighty, so for Tuesday, January 12th, we have 4 picks for you today on 4 different games starting at 7:00. My name is Tyler Blumenstick, joined by Sam Meehan. This has been the Cap Rack. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Caps on Sports. Check us out on our website, www.capsonsports.com. Grab some Caps on Sports merch. We don't make any money off of it. We just want you to wear the logo. Pretty much it. But yeah, that is it for today's Tuesday episode of the Cap Rack. We will see you tomorrow morning.